got the pistol, bitch. I'm done the pistol whip. Yes, I got the pistol. Yes, I got the pistol, bitch. I'm done the pistol whip. Yes, I got the pistol. Yes, I got the pistol.
If O'Shaquie Foster loses tonight, the dream of a legacy-defining mega fight against Shakur Stevenson vanishes forever. The junior lightweight division has reached a boiling point, and at the center of the heat stands O'Shaquie Foster. For Foster, the road hasn't been easy. He is a fighter who relies on technical brilliance, lateral movement, and a high ring IQ. But in the modern era of boxing, being good isn't always enough to get the big names in the ring. You need the right dance partner to prove your worth to the networks and the fans. That partner is Ray Ford. Ray Ford is coming up with massive momentum. He is young, hungry, and possesses a style that mirrors the elite level of the sport. This isn't just a physical battle, it's a chess match played at high speeds. Many insiders believe that the winner of this specific clash becomes the mandatory or the most logical choice for a unification bout. But we have to look at the shadow looming over this entire weight class. Shakur Stevenson is the name everyone whispers and every contender chases. Early on, we have to recognize that the defensive masterclass Foster displays might be the only thing capable of neutralizing someone like Shakur. If Foster can't get past Ford's volume and youth, the conversation about Stevenson ends before it even begins.
Foster's journey is one of resilience. He has faced setbacks that would have broken lesser athletes. His style is built on the sweet science in its purest form. Hit and don't get hit. He operates from a distance that makes opponents feel like they are punching at air. When you watch Foster, notice the lead hand. It isn't just a jab, it's a measuring stick and a distraction. He uses it to blind his opponents before pivoting out of the line of fire. Against a fighter like Ray Ford, this movement is going to be the deciding factor. Ford likes to find a rhythm, but Foster's entire game plan is based on breaking that rhythm. The stakes for Foster are higher than just a belt. He is fighting for the right to be called the best in the world. He knows that a dominant performance here forces the hands of the promoters. He isn't just looking for a win, he's looking for a statement that rings loud enough to reach Shakur Stevenson's camp.
Most people think Foster is the veteran who will cruise to a decision, but they are forgetting that Ray Ford has never looked more dangerous than he does right now, and he knows exactly how to exploit Foster's defensive shell. Ray Ford is a different breed of challenger. He represents the new wave of boxing, fighters who are comfortable in every range. He can box from the outside, but he is equally comfortable digging to the body when the space closes. Ford's biggest advantage in this fight might be his engine. He fights with a sustained intensity that tests a defender's focus. To beat Foster, you cannot just throw one shot at a time. You have to throw in bunches, hoping that the third or fourth shot finds the gap. Ford has shown the ability to do exactly that. This match is a classic clash of styles. You have the veteran savvy and elite footwork of Foster against the explosive energy and versatility of Ford. Neither man can afford a feeling out period that lasts too long. In a fight of this magnitude, the first person to establish their range usually dictates the next 10 rounds.
In the middle rounds, this fight will likely settle into a high-speed tactical battle. Foster will try to keep the center of the ring, using his reach to keep Ford at bay. Ford, on the other hand, will be looking for the angles. If you're enjoying this deep dive into the tactical side of boxing, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. We cover the fights that matter and the journeys of the athletes who risk it all. Your support helps us keep the lights on and the analysis coming. As the rounds progress, the fatigue will start to set in. This is where the mental toughness of O'Shaquie Foster comes into play. He has been in deep waters before. He knows how to breathe through the pressure. For Ford, this is the ultimate test of his championship mettle. Can he stay composed when Foster starts landing those sharp counter right hands? The physical toll of this fight will be secondary to the mental exhaustion. Both fighters have to be on every second.
One lapse in concentration, one dropped hand, or one lazy jab will result in a trip to the canvas. The margin for error is non-existent.
Let's talk about why this fight is happening now. The boxing world wants a definitive king at 130 pounds and 135 pounds. Shakur Stevenson has established himself as a defensive wizard, a fighter who is nearly impossible to solve. For O'Shaquie Foster, Stevenson is the ultimate goal. The two have styles that would create a fascinating, albeit technical, masterpiece. Foster believes his timing can disrupt Shakur, but to get there, he has to prove he can handle the pressure of an elite young talent like Ray Ford. If Foster wins, the pressure on Stevenson to accept the challenge becomes immense. The fans will demand it, the networks will fund it. It becomes the biggest technical matchup in the sport. But if Ford pulls the upset, the entire hierarchy of the division is flipped on its head.
As we approach the championship rounds, the urgency will pick up. Both camps know that a close decision is a dangerous gamble. Foster will likely rely on his experience, tightening his guard and looking for the definitive counterpunch that stops Ford's momentum. We saw hints of this earlier, the way Foster sets traps. He will bait Ford into overextending, stepping just an inch out of range before returning fire. This foreshadowing of a late-round surge is what makes Foster so dangerous in the final 6 minutes. Regardless of the official scorecards, the performance here dictates the future. If Foster shows any signs of slowing down, the critics will say he isn't ready for the elite level of Shakur. If he looks flawless, he becomes the most feared man in the division. Before we get to the final prediction, remember to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. We are following this story all the way to the potential Foster versus Stevenson showdown, and you don't want to miss the updates. Also, like the video if you think Foster has what it takes to unify the belts.
O'Shaquie Foster versus Ray Ford is more than just a boxing match. It is a crossroads. For Foster, it is the final hurdle before the biggest payday and the biggest legacy fight of his career. For Ford, it is the chance to skip the line and become a superstar overnight. The winner walks away with a belt and a target on their back. The loser has to rebuild from the ground up. In a sport as unforgiving as boxing, there are no participation trophies. As the final bell nears, keep an eye on how Foster finishes. His ability to close out fights has always been his trademark. But remember what we saw in the opening minutes. The speed of Ford is real, and it only takes one shot to change the trajectory of a career. Pay close attention to the footwork in the final round. The man who still has his legs under him tonight is the man who will be standing across the ring from Shakur Stevenson by the end of the year.